Today is January 24th, 2009. Thank you for joining me on the Endless Mountain channel. In this video, I would like to talk about the economy mainly and President Barack Obama. First off, I'd like to say congratulations, Mr. Obama, in getting into office, and I do wish you the best of luck during this 2012 shift and the change that's going to be happening. You are the last president before the December 21st, 2012 date, which is extremely large. Of course, a lot's going to happen in the next 4 years, so I'd have to think a lot's going to happen. Obviously, with your reign, what's going to happen, who knows. But once again, congratulations. And today, Mr. Obama had a speech and talked about the economy and some plans for the economy. In the more info, there is several different links. I'm going to talk about one by one as I talk about it. So the first one is the article and the video of the speech. So the article is the first link. That was one by the Associated Press. And the second link is the link for the speech in which he said earlier today. The first article, I'm actually going to read this article to you. So if you want to listen to it, you are more than welcome to, of course. On the background of this, I'm going to put assorted stock charts on in the background. As myself, I do a lot of research in stocks, and I gauge the economy based on how the stock market is going and the fundamentals of which that I know myself. So that's what I do. So that's going to be on the background. If you want to watch it, go right ahead. If you don't want to watch it, fast forward exactly 6 minutes and 33 seconds ahead of this video here, and that will get you to the end of it because that is the length, 6 minutes 33 seconds. Obama pitches his plan to reverse economic slide. This is an article from the Associated Press dated Saturday, January 24th, 2009. President Barack Obama took to the airwaves Saturday to promote his economic aid plan, and what's it mean to me terms: thousands of better schools, lower electricity bills, health coverage for millions who lose insurance. It was the latest appeal from the new president for a massive spending bill designed to inject almost $1 trillion into the economy and fulfill campaign pledges. As lawmakers consider an $825 billion plan, and Obama woos them with an eye toward a second economic package, he used his first radio and internet address from the White House to update the public about his goals. And he said, "Our economy could fall $1 trillion short of its full capacity, which translates into more than $12,000 in lost income for a family of 4, and we could lose a generation of potential as more young Americans are forced to forego college dreams or the chance to train for the jobs of the future. In short, if we do not act boldly and swiftly, a bad situation could become dramatically worse," Obama said. Obama aides have refused to rule out that the administration would seek a second economic recovery plan even before Congress approves the first. To patch an ailing economy, some are considering a sequel to assuage members of the own Democratic Party who fret that too little of the money is being spent on infrastructure that would employ their constituents. Look, let's get one done and start seeing the impact on the economy before I get into hypotheticals about what we might do later on in the year, which is what White House Press Secretary Robert Gibbs said on Friday. Along with the speech, Obama's economic team released a report designed to outline tangible benefits of the plan and shore up support aides said they wanted people to understand exactly what they could expect if Congress supported the proposed legislation. The United States lost 2.6 million jobs last year, the most in any single year since World War II. Manufacturing is at a 28-year low, and even Obama's economists say unemployment could top 10% before the recession ends. 1 in 10 homeowners is at risk of foreclosure, and the dollar continues its slide in value. The harsh reality has dominated Obama's first day in office. He scheduled a meeting late Saturday morning with his economic team to talk about the proposed stimulus package and the federal budget. A day earlier, he invited Democratic and Republican leaders to the White House to hear their ideas on the economy. At that visit, he did not share the details he released Saturday. We presented President Obama with our ideas to jumpstart the economy through fast-acting tax relief, not slow-moving government spending programs. House Republican leader John Bonner of Ohio said in the weekly GOP address, "We let families, entrepreneurs, small businesses, and the self-employed keep more of what they earn to encourage investment and create millions of new private sector jobs." Bonner said the Republicans would cut taxes for every taxpayer, dropping even the lowest income tax rates. That's an extra $3,200 per family every year. Money that can be saved, spent, or invested in any way you see fit, Bonner said. He also proposed a tax credit for home purchases, an end of taxation of unemployment benefits, and tax incentives for small businesses to invest in new equipment and hire new employees. "We cannot borrow and spend our way back to prosperity," Bonner said. Obama also plans to travel to Capitol Hill on Tuesday to meet with Republican leaders, his latest move to bring along his rival party to pass an economic package that has GOP support. Many of the goals in the speech and report were familiar with Obama's two-year campaign, such as shifting to electronic medical records and investing in preventive health care. Other parts added specifics. Obama's recovery package aims to double within 3 years the amount of energy that could be produced from renewable resources. That is an ambitious goal, given the 30 years it took to reach current levels. Advisors say that could power 6 million households. Also wants to upgrade 10,000 schools and improve learning for about 5 million students. Save $2 billion a year by making federal buildings energy efficient. Triple the number of undergraduate and graduate fellowships in science. Tighten security at 90 major ports. The plan would spend at least 75% of the total cost, or more than $600 billion. Within the first 18 months, either through bricks and shovels projects favored by Democrats or tax cuts that Republicans have pushed. There is heavy emphasis on public works projects, which have lagged as state budgets contracted. Governors have lobbied Obama to help them patch holes in their budget drained by sinking tax revenues and increased need for public assistance such as Medicaid and children's health insurance. Obama's plan would increase the federal portion of these programs so no state would have to cut any of the 20 million children whose eligibility is now at risk. Obama's plan would also provide health care coverage for 8.5 million people who lose their insurance when they either lose or shift jobs. It's a plan that will save or create 3 to 4 million jobs over the next few years and recognizes there are millions of Americans trying to find work, even as all around the country there is so much work to be done, he said. But Obama cautioned again against expecting important results. No one policy or program will solve the challenges we face right now, nor will the crisis recede in a short period of time. Alright, so I hope you've watched the video already by now, and I hope you've either listened to me reading the article or read the article. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what he said and a little bit about the economy, the United States dollar, all that type of fun stuff, of course. So right off the bat, I made some notes here to help me with this video as I move forward. First off, he talks about an American recovery and investment plan. That will be a 1 month time he wants to do it. And this plan is to save 3 to 4 million jobs. And the key word is save. I think that's exactly what he wants to do, is he wants to try to save these jobs. And of course, you save them by adding money to the system, and that's like bailing out, pretty much. Bailing out Citigroup, bailing out Bank of America, bailing out General Electric, bailing out General Motors, of course, and Ford, bailing out all of the companies that need it. And I've even heard people say, well, they're not bailing out Procter and Gamble or anyone. Well, of course not. They're doing well. They're not going to bail out companies that are doing well. But it's going to most likely seem that as we move forward, there's going to be more companies that are going to need help. So in 2008, we had companies, of course, like, well, Lehman Brothers never did get bailed out, but they needed help. But we're talking about companies like Bear Stearns, and the list has only just started for these companies. Of course, it's the financials right off the bat that has needed the help. They are in the most severe problems, and it's to be expected. The Mayan Calendar figured this stuff out, and the change in consciousness figured this out. And once I seen the video Zeitgeist Addendum, that's in the more info over there, this explains the United States dollar, and it gives you the history of it, how it's created. It tells you how interest works on it and what this does to society. Once you see that, it's pretty clear to me that a collapse has to happen with it. In fact, the dollar has lived it quite a while. Congratulations, dollar, you've outgrown your life expectancy. That is an accomplishment, but once again, that means, of course, the death of the dollar and something to replace it. I mean, a lot of people are talking about the Amero here in North America, which would be like United States, Mexico, and Canada, and Caribbean dollar all together in one. If that can happen, that would be a change, of course, and whether it be a good change or not, I'm not too sure. It probably will depend on how they back that currency, because the United States dollar is backed by nothing but absolute debt, which is what the Zeitgeist was talking about. And because it is backed by debt, that of course means problematic stuff. Peter Schiff, who is doing a very good job in analyzing the situation, he was talking about this collapse years ago. And he's saying that the more money that we put into the system will make things worse in the long term. So we can help the short term out, but the more we help the short term out, the worse it makes the long term. So to me, I'm seeing President Obama doing the same thing that the past presidents have been doing, or what is written in the book, if you will, what to do when an economic crisis comes. They are doing exactly that. And I've been hearing President Obama saying, I want to put all this money into the system, put it all in. And when you do that, it's going to create problems for the currency. But once again, this problems has to be done. A lot is going on about this 2012 shift and how this is a major change in consciousness, and this has to be done. So anyway, that is what's going to happen to save or create 3 to 4 million jobs, which in a sense is like saying we want to make sure slavery stays in, because to me, that is what jobs are all about. It's all a form of slavery. Some previous videos I did was actually about the school system, changes in the school. He addressed a few of these situations also. He wants to modernize 10,000 schools. It will create money to do it, but it pretty much has to be done. A change in school has to be done. Once again, check my previous videos on that for some changes I think would be done, but we need obviously a change in positivity in school. There's a lot going down about the Americans dumbing down their people, their education system, which was very good 50, 60 years ago, is amongst the bottom of the first and second world countries in the world. So because of that, they do need a lot of positive change. Also, it talks about how they want to improve learning for 5 million students. That would pretty much go along the same area. Of course, they want to make a college affordable for 7 million students. It's so expensive. And when I went to school in 1994 for the first time here in Toronto, it was about $1,000 for all of my expenses outside of books. All my tuitions and all the administration fees was $1,000. And that was much cheaper at the time in the United States. And it is almost tripled now to about $3,000. And even universities even tripled that. And that is so much cheaper compared to the United States. I think going to like Boston College or Harvard or Florida State, I mean, you're talking about 5 digits a year, I think, or 8, 9, I don't know. It's pretty expensive, I hear. And it's probably going to be very difficult to have this financing for loans for them. And I don't know how they're going to make it cheaper right now. But good luck to you, because I've been saying this for 2 decades that you've had to do it. So once again, congratulations if, of course, you can do it. So he wants to rebuild America to the 21st century. Congratulations, of course, if you can do it. It's going to be a lot of work, but of course we are moving to it. And I think rebuilding to the 21st century is like rebuilding to the 2012 shift. The next 4 years are going to be rebuilt in a negative frequency out of fear. I'm not going to say it's a bad thing, but that's probably how it's going to go. And the 4 years after that, 5, 6, 7 even, are going to be rebuilt from a higher frequency out of the emotion of love. That is my opinion on that, but he does talk about recovery for the 21st century. Okay, also he mentioned a web page, recovery.gov, recovery.gov. That is a web page where they're going to apparently tell us where our tax dollars are spent. Right now, that link is over there. Right now, of course, that web page is pretty basic and pretty bland right now. Cut. Now the president has talked about things in which he wants, things in which he's planning on doing. Of course, if he can do them, congratulations, but you know, governments have lied to us many times before. And until, of course, that lying can stop, I don't think much is going to be changing as far as what you think. I mean, yes, some of it's truth, but I question everything I hear, everything I read, everything I see. I question everything, and I hope you're questioning my video too. And I just see so much lying, so I don't see any reason why things are going to make too many changes right now. I just don't see that happening. I see much lying, and because of that, it's only to be expected that they're not going to say this or they're going to twist this lie a little bit. It's pretty much the way it's always been. I see stuff where he said the unemployment rate could reach over 10%. I mean, it's probably already over it. Every day I wake up, I turn the TV on, or I see on the internet, oh, this company is laying off this many employees. It's every day you hear this type of stuff. And it's got to be already over it. So I think the government is just, there's some stuff they don't want to tell you about. And it's just been the way it is. So I don't trust the government completely. But I question pretty much everything that I hear. Now, also I want to talk a little bit about riots. There's a lot been going on about these people who are talking about the depression that is happening, these changes, that this is probably going to be happening. And with that being stated, I want to first put in the more info, some riots that are happening in Iceland, Bulgaria, Greece area. They are already happening there. So with that being stated, it's probably going to happen in the United States. So don't expect Obama to be saying, oh, we're preparing for this and this and this. I've heard people here talking about or seeing how this looks like they're preparing for martial law. They're just preparing for the upheavals of which most likely will happen. I mean, when there's 20% unemployment rate, there's a lot of people who got time to riot, if you will. So riots are most likely a possibility. I question that's a possibility, but I'm definitely questioning what Mr. Barack Obama says. However, the link over there shows you some riots that are going on right now. And you know, Obama doesn't really want to talk too much about the riots and situations like that. Really, though, can you blame him for that matter? I really wouldn't if I was. But then again, if he were to say, oh, by the way, other countries have had riots and I expect you to do the same thing, so we are going to be increasing more of our police force, we are going to be having these extra guns, we're going to be doing this. You really think that would make sense they would say it? No, they wouldn't say it. Would they think it and plan it? Well, of course, they're probably doing that right now. So I still think that creating these jobs is probably going to be a long-term problem. As I've said on previous videos, I truly think that this is going to be an area where the death pains of an end of a dark age is going to come into play. And you can try to stop it as much as you can. I think Obama truly does want to stop it. I think he's genuine in wanting this to not happen, but I don't think that's avoidable. And it's just a matter of time before all of this stuff really comes down on us. Myself, like I said, I'm trying to put a positive approach to the whole deal. Accept the fact that this economic slide has to happen, and that greater times and much better times are going to be happening. I'm hoping that it doesn't really get, if it does get really bad, I hope it doesn't get bad or too bad in 2009. And I hope in the after this 2012, when the energy levels that I truly believe is going to be a lot more positive, will make the recovery of the fallout better than what I originally imagined and what some people are imagining, as in like a long recovery plan. But I mean, I don't know what the recovery plan is going to be like, but they're not telling us that it's going to get as bad as it's going to be. They do say things are going to get worse, so that's about as much as they are really saying on that situation. But that's pretty much as far as where they are going. I'm now, looks like I'm pretty much rambling here. I hope this video helped. Thank you for watching this video. Please go out and have yourself a magnificent, magnificent day. And remember, question what these people say. They've been lying for thousands of years. There's no reason to think the lying has stopped. Maybe they don't lie as badly, but they are still lying. And that is exactly why I'm questioning everything that they have said. Peace and light. Have yourself a magnificent day. Bye-bye, everyone.